Scene 25. Later on that night, Anthony's sitting outside on the stoop by himself when his elder neighbor, Mr. Henry, from up the block walks up. Mr. Henry talks to him about the incident that happened earlier. He says, I was looking out the window and I saw that fool harassing you. I'm glad you got some blows in on him because he swear he can fight. Benjamin been like that ever since he was a child. He tells Anthony that Uncle will never stop harassing his family because he and his nephew are jealous about the house. Anthony is confused and is like, the house? You mean my house? What does my house have to do with anything? Mr. Henry looks at Anthony crazy and said, hold on. Nobody done told you? No one told you that house you live in is where Benjamin family live? He was born and raised in that house. It was like 30 of them living up in there. It was a mess. His mama had 6 girls and only one boy, him. She had him in her 40s. And he was so close to her grandkids' age that people used to confuse him with his nieces and nephews. So they just started calling him Uncle. They had about 8 children in that house. After their mama got sick and grandmama died a few years ago, they all just let the house go. Nobody wanted to work. And Benjamin, or Uncle as y'all call him, fool ass started selling drugs out of it. And eventually, the city took it because him and his trifling ass sisters wouldn't even pay nothing on it. Man, they was stealing electricity from the light pole for years. Anthony is blown away. He like, yes, now this shit makes sense. I actually remember that family. It was like a lot of girls living over there. But I never remembered exactly which house it was because I never knew them personally. I grew up right around the corner in Brevoort Projects, and I used to walk through this block every day and stare at these houses, even yours. I used to say, I'm going to live in a house like that one day. And I did it. But I never dreamed it could be on this block. Anthony smiles with pride. And Mr. Henry said, yes, you did, buddy. Yes, you did. And you turned that place into a castle. The way you and your wife upgraded that property has made this whole block look better. And you have a wonderful family. Don't you let that coward run you off from here. I thought jail knocked some sense into his ass, but I was wrong. He ain't shit. He ain't never been shit, Mr. Henry says with authority. Oh, yes, sir. I'm not going nowhere until I'm ready. You know, a friend said to me, this guy would only go this hard if it was personal. I guess he was right. This shit is personal, and now I got proof. Listen, I appreciate the information, Mr. Henry. I wish we could talk longer, but I can't wait to share this news with my wife. She say I never tell her anything, but I'm going to tell her this right now. All of a sudden, a car slows down in front of the house, and the front window's lowered. It's Big Will behind the wheel. He in the car by himself. Hey, Mr. Henry, Will screams over to him. Anthony just stares as Mr. Henry just looks and then turns back without saying a word to Will. Big Will smiles and drives away. I don't know what that's about. Them fools know I don't fool with them. I'm 76 years old. My gangster days is over. Anthony laughs, stands up, and shakes Mr. Henry's hand. Good night there, old gangster. And thanks for that insider info, really. For real, thank you, sir. Hey, anytime, youngster. And Mr. Henry continues walking up the block, down the street, into his house.